first of all, you do not hit your kids with these. You would have, we were saying for whole group, you could have, and these are all short U, so obviously you could do with all vowels. But you would put up, like on the wall if you wanted, all of the short U ones, and I can't fit them all up here, but there's two more nuts. And you would have two kids, like you could have swatters, and they each have two different letters, and you could have a child come up and you could have them swat the D on the done. Okay, is that a real word or a nonsense word? And then they would have the same, we didn't have it in our packet. Well, yes, I'm done. And then that could be a moment where you could teach them, okay, well, that's not the, this is not that kind of done. And the paper that they had with the real word and nonsense word, that's the exact one that goes with this. So they would write it in the real word column, or for whole group, you could even have chart paper on the wall and have real word, nonsense word, and then you could just write it on chart paper since you're doing it whole group. So then you would come down with your D, and you could have another child come up, because you know they're all going to want to turn. And you can have put the D on Doug. Okay, is Doug a word? Yes. So then you would write Doug under real word. And you would keep going until they've done dump and then dut. And then you could do the same thing with the H. Hun, hug, so on. Then we said for a center, you could do this with like word families, like if you wanted to do at, am, like in a center, you could, you would probably have to be careful sending too many kids over there at one time, because you know they would be like swatting each other on the head. But you could just send over maybe like one or two kids, and then you could give them like word families, and then they could like sort out the word families and they could swat. Or if you have, and we said like for an assessment, if you have a smart board and you do like word family sorts on a smart board, then you could have them come up and say, okay, Jimmy, find me an swat an at word on up there. And they could find an at word, and then, okay, read it. And you could have like a little check off list, and then you could check off if they could find an at word, and then B, if they could read it. So